It's North Carolina and Mercer, final home game of the season for the Tar Heels, who won the toss and elected to defer. Mercer's in the white, Tar Heels in the Carolina blue. Durden from the goal line. Stumbles near the 20-yard line on the return for the Mercer Bears of 20 yards. 10 now for the Mercer Bears. Kalen Riley is the quarterback. Over the middle, that's complete. Ball came out, bouncing around on the turf inside the 20 for North Carolina. And they've recovered the fumble. Durden made the catch. The ball came out at the end of the play. Knocked away from Durden by Chaz Surratt.
Of course, Chaz Surratt is going to recover this fumble. Just a big-time playmaker in a big-time lick by Don Chapman. Coaches so much praise. Jay Bateman, his defensive coordinator, on the safety. Chapman, he goes low to make sure he doesn't go hat-to-hat contact.
Ranked 8th in the ACC in red zone offense. That's Carter again. He's got enough for a first down to the 8-yard line and 4 yards for Michael Carter.
So take a look at his numbers. Phenomenal true freshman season.
Carter got stopped initially. Second effort did not produce much more.
Commit to it, and then you put this offense in situations second and long, hopefully third and long as well.
They're going to run it. Williams to the goal line and in. Antonio Williams, the senior, has the touchdown for North Carolina of 11 yards.
Begin into the end zone after the big turnover by Surratt, and then Williams to the house. Take care of that football. First things first here.
They toss it out to Devison. Surratt drags him down, short of the first down marker. Bring the victory bell back to Chapel Hill. Grant Gopel to punt. This is Groves. Groves got hit before the ball arrived, and a couple of flags are out for the hit prior to the ball arriving, with Groves back there to receive that punt. This is over the middle and complete. De'Ami Brown makes the catch for 12 yards. Hand off to Carter. Down the sideline for Carter. Trying to stay in bounds to the end zone for Carter, and it's a touchdown. Michael Carter. Incredibly, James, down that sideline.
Gets a nice block in the vision. You see him bounce outside, then it's off to the races. Keeps those toes inside. A little bit of power at the end as well. Into the paint. First Williams, and this time is Carter. Squatty body, though. He can power a couple yards here and there. He needs to find a way to get 2 now.
168 yards a week ago, and he cannot get to the line to gain. Short by almost 2 yards.
Of the first down try on third down last time.
4 times this season he has run for 100 or more yards in a single game, and he's got the first down.
Bill Legg, the offensive coordinator over there, calling the shots.
A couple of players ran into each other in the backfield, although they get the pass away. McKee makes the catch, and he's in for Robert Riddle, who had thrown 15 TD passes, was injured against VMI, and Riley's on target to McKee.
The ability to do just that. There's a third down and long now.
3rd and 9. Inside the 30 to McKee, and a first down for the Bears.
Down in 10, and that, by the way, a 5-yard gain. This now should be about a third down and 3, but with the penalties moved back.
2 for 4 on third down. This pass hits the artificial surface, 46 yards away. He's long this season, 45. They're going to fake it. They're going to throw. That's the backup quarterback, Harrison Frost, and it was deflected away. Looked like North Carolina was ready for that as Duck was back there.
Nothing to lose. Tried the fake field goal, and look at it. That's about as good as you can cover. Not surprised at all, and even better that he didn't get that foot down.
Of course, is very close to the North Carolina football program, telling us he overslept and missed a practice earlier this week. And
I hate that for Daz. A couple weeks ago, we sat down with him. What a joy it was to talk shop with him, and just looking forward to seeing him today, coming off of that big week he had in the pit, gained 70 yards and a touchdown. He's just a 100-yard receiving machine. but costing his team. And hopefully all of them learn their lesson with that.
Deep ball from Howell in stride and on schedule. Brown to the end zone for the Tar Heels.
Bottom of your screen here. It's just the scary speed on the perimeter that North Carolina has and that the Mercer coaches told us they were worried about. You can't let them go with the big play. You got to stay on top. And so tough to do. A lot easier said than done. A little double move. Plenty of time for Sam Howell to drop it in there perfectly for number 2.
As we try to figure out what it's going to look like in the Coastal Division and who will represent that side of the league. In Charlotte, North Carolina. We know that the Clemson Tigers are going for the 5th straight year.
This one will be up across their own 35.
163 yards of total offense in the first quarter. This is Howell, who's on the run up near midfield. First down.
He start a little bit more of the running game against that Wolfpack next week.
Up the middle and first down. Antonio Williams, inspired running from number 24 and a senior. Transferring from Ohio State, went to North Stanley High School. And from New London, Connecticut, here he goes. Williams at the 10. And knocked to the turf at the 5-yard line. Antonio Williams, Luke Ward on the tackle.
Kelsey told you earlier about Mac Brown and the praises. Look at the hole he has to run through. Great job by the offensive line. Up front, Jordan Tucker and company leading the way.
Days at quarterback for the Paladins. Howell looking to the end zone. He's got a man. He's got a touchdown. Jake Vargas. TD for Carolina from 4 yards out.
A quick score in the second quarter. There's the play action fake to Antonio Williams to go out and play golf.
As Kelsey mentioned at the top of the broadcast, a 72-year hiatus for this program as McKee gets hit by Hollins. Look down.
We played for Mac Brown.
Devison got stopped, a loss of 2 on 4th down.
Well, leading the charge. Well, absolutely nowhere to go for Devison. Boy, and even it held up there. Aaron Crawford as well in the middle of the pack. Just swarming the football. Here comes that field position one more time. Watch out.
Howell with the time, throws it to the end zone. It's a touchdown, North Carolina. Henry Simmons makes the catch. 33 yards from Howell.
That's what that'll be their season, and they'll put it all on the line. So it should be one heck of a game.
Well, they still had a chance to be bowl eligible as the week started, but lost at Georgia Tech. This is intercepted, but there's a flag. Just beyond the 25-yard line, it's Greg Ross, but there's a flag on the play.
With a first down and 10 now.
Tar Heels 8th in the ACC in total defense. Stepping out of conference this week to take on the Bears. Durden made the catch and got dropped near the 30.
Depth, and everybody's getting banged up this time of year. You got to have some depth.
Deep pass. Incomplete. Well, rushing TDs, one from Michael Carter and one from Antonio Williams to start the scoring from 11 yards away. Groves and a first down. Eric Jackson eclipses Trevor Lawrence for freshman, true freshman touchdown passes in a season. Jameis Winston, a redshirt freshman, when he achieved that number.
North Carolina Player of the Year, then switched over when Mac Brown got the job here.
Second stint as head coach for Mac Brown. He's watching Michael Carter accelerate and pull away. Michael Carter down to the 20.
Wow, a lot like his touchdown run. Look at the patience, making one guy miss, and then boom, it's off to the races. And
going to make up for it with a touchdown pass. And he said obviously being a coach's son helps with that, but he says Sam has something inside of him that not many people have, and he remembers the first time he saw his arm talent in summer OTAs competing for the starting job.
Go back under center.
They'll go up the middle with Javonte Williams and get the first down.
The precision of his throws. And you know, not a world beater, doesn't look like athlete, but will do everything he can to beat you.
And James, that's Michael Carter into the end zone. Took a sharp angle inside the pylon from 9 yards out. And the Tar Heels and Mac Brown are back in the end zone.
Also, it's going to be a nice job here by Emery Simmons getting on Richie Coffey. Holding up a little bit, giving him an option anyway to cut it back inside. Doing a good job, too, and not the blind side. But setting that up and making better hurry and snap it. Shot clock going off, too.
That's incomplete up past the 35.
He came over to see Mercer play.
I think it was 1492 for Columbus.
I was way off.
It's all right. Fair catch made. Rontavious Toe Groves. Michael Carter the back on the move. They send it to Carter. Lowers the shoulder at the 30. And breaks on through to the 35-yard line.
Job, if we see him at all, Sam Howell in the second half. So Phil Longo, you never know when you're going to need these reps. It's a team like NC State next week, but different plans defensively. A nice chop down by the heart and soul of this defense. The safety, Eric Jackson, sniffing it out in a hurry.
Jackson second in school history in career tackles. Still the touch and precision on that football, on the run, moving to his left. And throwing it down the field. Trying to get away from the Bear pressure. Unloads it. To punt from his 8-yard line. Fair catch. And made at the 34. The punt from Kiernan of 45 yards. Kennan. James, when you look back at it, the Tar Heels provided a lot of that for us this year. Big stick on defense. Dominic Ross on McKee. Dropped him for a 2-yard loss. North Carolina was going in to steal this game, fumbled. And then Surratt made the interception on the goal line against the Blue Devils.
Well, it's funny you should bring up that game. He's been able to do things. They're asking him to do things that they weren't sure he could do, but he's stepped up in a big way for him defensively.
We also had the Tar Heels game against Appalachian State, which went down to the final play. A loss, 34-31 for North Carolina, late September.
And Coach Longo tells us he can spin. He says he throws a deep ball as good as anyone, so beware.
He'll hand this one off. Michael Carter running away from Mercer. 60 yards and Michael Carter. Going good from Rubino. Michael Carter, 60 yards to the end zone. Part of the offensive onslaught by North Carolina against Mercer out of the football championship subdivision and the Southern Conference. Fourth straight year that the Tar Heels have taken on a SoCon team. The Tar Heels spent some time in the Southern Conference. After 2017, as Kelsey mentioned earlier, they played Auburn and Alabama. Played competitively against Auburn.
Excellent job. Force a third down and long.
If it's a catch, it might be enough, but it's incomplete.
An interesting family when it comes to the sport of football that Bobby Lamb is a part of.
Gopel's punt to Groves at the 30. He's got it there. Time around, and we were privileged to call that game. Wow, what a finish that was. One of the more incredible finishes that I've ever seen, and we have seen several this season, James, but
watch the pop pass, watch the pop pass. Sure enough, we asked him about it in our meetings yesterday, and Bateman told us, he said, you know what, they tried that on me when I was at Army. In 2016, I just knew it was coming.
An all-time meeting between Mercer and North Carolina. They have not met since 1925. Sack for the Tar Heels in the first of the game. Mohasek has the sack, the sophomore. For Bears.
Yeah, Mercer's done a good job of getting the ball out in a hurry. Nowhere to go. Well, you're a starter at App State. We're down to 17 now for Mercer.
Father Ray, the legendary high school football coach, Commerce High School.
But they need it in black and white. That one needs to be in black and white. That's a Lamley tree.
Groves the fair catch for North Carolina after a 39-yard punt.
Explosive offense. The ACC's best 33 plays, over 30 yards. And believe me, I'm not pumping it up too much because I saw a lot of Louisville last year.
Our game next week. We'll have that for you. Coverage starts at 12:30 from beautiful Syracuse, New York. No matter what time of year, it's always beautiful in Syracuse. Cannon on the return. And on 2nd and 7, Kareem Rogers is his replacement. The pressure, though, on Kalen Riley. And that's the second sack of the game for North Carolina.
Good recruits coming into it, that offensive line. Kevin Booker, a good kid out of Buchholz High School in Gainesville, Florida. Part of the future on that offensive line.
3rd and long for Mercer. Riley on the run. Deflected. Hit a few sets of hands, but falls incomplete. Durden.
Carolina team a handful of times now, and a few times here. So on Fridays, we get to sit down with some of those guys. And here's a big hitter. Guy we sat down with yesterday.
Henderson. Josh Henderson, the freshman on the run. 27 in regulation, but lost in OT.
Well, making it interesting, that's for sure. Look at these guys, offensive line, up blocking on that next level. Just to have someone out there playing throughout the year, really grown up through the whole process.
They were Coastal champs back in 2015 and lost in the title game to Clemson 45-37. Incredible. And yet here they are, one victory away from bowl eligibility, and they are going back to the end zone with British Brooks. 12 yards for Brooks in the TD. Michael Carter said, I got 3 today. You got 2 more to catch me.
Boy, that's a nice looking scoop to get outside, though. And again, Simmons. Simmons, who had the touchdown catch earlier on the post route, the nice throw from Howell. He's been really impressive as a blocker down the field. On a few of these touchdown runs, he's had those defense. You got to. There's an art to it.
In fact, Mac Brown's last victory in his first stint as the head coach of North Carolina. Or the last TD for North Carolina.
Parliament.
As we approach the 6 o'clock hour, Saturday evening.
We have to get ready for 2020.
Bobby Lamb played quarterback at Furman, the 85 SoCon Player of the Year, watching his quarterback Kalen Riley on the run. He's in conjunction with his head coach, Mac Brown.
I also always think about maybe going to a barber shop after our conversation.
He's sticking with the high and tight. It's been successful. Henderson on the run for North Carolina of 21 yards.
That's what that cut is.
I can't say that I do.
You do. You just don't want to.
I swear. I would back
your biggest enemy, but I'm sure that that's not the case when you look at some of these rivals. So we'll get on that bus with a whole lot on the line.
On this field in late September, 21-20, they went for 2 and didn't get it late in that ball game and lost 21-20. The 21 points, the fewest scored by Clemson since the college football playoff championship game in 2017. After losing in overtime last year 34-28 on this field, and NC State has won 3 in a row and 4 of the last 5 against North Carolina. Reggie Gillespie ran for 5 touchdowns in that game for NC State a season ago.
5 tackles unofficially up here, and that takes him to 100 on the season. So leading the team coming in with 95 up to 100 now. It's Trey Shaw, the sophomore defensive back from Ellenwood, Georgia.
He's in at quarterback for the Mercer offense. We did see Frost attempt to pass earlier in the game. It was intercepted by Storm Duck on a 4th down fake field goal.
Yeah. So we talked a lot with Jay Bateman about this look right here, and that's Obi Egbuna just trying to feeling that back shoulder throw coming, but had all of his momentum going the other way. You know, and those are the kind of things. He's a freshman, exactly where he's going full speed, probably the best athletes on the field. And then they stop, and you got to cover that back shoulder throw. A little bit of sloppiness here in the backfield. Tar Heels.
Told you about that critical game in Blacksburg this afternoon as that pass over the middle by Frost is caught. McKee went up to get that one. Good looking play from the Bears.
On the sidelines, they're all on their feet cheering them on. They don't want to let them score any points here.
26 yards on the previous play inside the 20, and somehow the catch is made by Durden.
How about this throw by Frost? Again, he takes another hit as he's throwing it.
Just to let you know that Virginia Tech has the lead with about 10 minutes to go in the fourth over Pittsburgh, 27-0. So that sets up that game between Virginia Tech and Virginia. Tar Heels' last shutout came in September of 2012.
There it goes.
Trying to preserve it. It's going to be Rogers taking it into the end zone, and the Bears are on the board. 2 yards out and in for the score.
Uh-oh. A little bit of work this week in practice. Good job, though, by the Bears. Nice-looking drive.
Did not coach in the bowl game. That was the Gator Bowl against Virginia Tech.
You know, Tom, there in the foreground of that last shot was Lonnie Galloway's wide receiver coach. Waking up at the right time, get him back out there next week. This is trying to make a charge at the end of this season.
Cannon was back there for the Bears. Just falls on top of that ball.
For the season, but we've got some capable guys there. Orso Khan won next year at quarterback.
By the way, we're going to Syracuse next week, James. They are trailing at Louisville.
Too much love shared between the two. Nice win today for the Tar Heels. The Mercer Bears came in and fought hard, 56-7.